president acted unilaterally on this. He acted on this after the exit of John Bolton. How will the Pentagon respond? How will State Department respond to what appears to be a single action by the president?
Well, it's the president's job and his responsibility. They will do what he says and leak all over the place in their opposition. But the basic point is this. Turkey is the fundamental power in the region. It is a very long-standing ally of the United States. There's been huge tension between the two countries. Clearly, Trump wants to go beyond that tension, and he's willing to sacrifice the Kurds, at least partly, in that pursuit. It's not an irrational geopolitical move, and how he handled it internally, well, ultimately, that's a decision of the president. Mr.
Putin and the Kremlin have put out a headline that they look for Syria territorial cohesiveness. I'm using that word myself. Do you just assume that Mr. Trump and Mr. Erdogan are pushing the Kurds towards an agreement with Damascus and the Assad?
Well, they may have an agreement, but in the end, what they're trying to do, what the Turks are trying to do, is place military force along their border. Through the long Syrian civil war, their border has been sometimes porous, sometimes under attack from ISIS, sometimes from Syrian forces. The Turks want to secure that border. They're not going to be very nice about it.
What does this tell us about foreign policy of the U.S.? So this is a reversal of what we've had in the past.
The U.S. policy under Trump has been very consistent. He does not want to overly commit U.S. forces in the Middle East. Time and time again, as in Iran, when he had a chance for a military operation, he declined it. His view is that Iraq and Afghanistan have been a disaster for the U.S. He doesn't want to repeat it, and therefore he's going to move very lightly. As to reversal of a policy, yeah, the basic policy has always been the same. Turkey and the United States must be aligned. When Turkey went into what appeared to be an alignment with the Russians, the United States was extremely uncomfortable of that. Trump appears to be wanting to pull Turkey back into it. So on the one hand, he wants to be friends with Turkey. If he's going to be friends with Turkey, he can't be friends with the Kurds. This is a region where you make your decision who's your most important friend and set out your other ones.
Right, but does the shift actually cast further doubts on the reliability of the U.S. as an ally in the region?
Well, ally of who? Turkey has been ally of the United States since 1945. He's trying to pull back into that alliance. It's critical to the United States. Turkey is the major power in the region. He can't, because of the Turkish position, be allies with everyone. He has to make choices. That's what presidents do. They make choices among who to go with. So he can be an ally simply of the Kurds and alienate the Turks. From the American point of view, that's a dangerous move.